Chari sir.
Hi, how are you doing?
Very good sir. क्या कर रहे हो sir?
बस वही कचरा.
Sir, we heard कि आप waste recycle पे आजकल कुछ कर रहे हो. If you have spare time, can you talk something about it?
Oh, always. Take your seats.
Thank you sir.
I would love to talk about waste any point of time. But let us start with saying, whenever somebody uses this word waste, now that you have said that I work in waste area, okay, but in my dictionary there is no word called waste. So I always treat it as a misplaced resource, okay, because in this world I don't find anything is waste. There is a reason for that, because any waste that you conventionally talk about, it has actually come out of the precious resources that you have already used. You made something that you needed, and whatever is left over, you call it a waste. But I see that it has come from the same raw material, maybe in a different form. So I am always curious, as they say, what is that saying, like the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Okay, how you look at it.
Yes sir.
So, well, that's what I have been concentrating upon long time, and well, it turned out that when you are working, the United Nations also came to us, to BIMTech and to me, way back in 2010. They wanted me to prepare a compendium of technologies for recycling waste engine oils. You know, you own a car, and every 8,000 to 10,000 kilometers you throw all the dirty oil and replace it, and you pay for it. But again, in my view, the oil has come from the same virgin oil that you put in fish. Okay, except that a few things have gone into that, all dirt and metallic debris. So the objective should be how to retrieve it back. Okay, and ultimately it is just like we wash the dirty clothes. We don't throw them when clothes become dirty. Fine. So what we do in the process of washing is we take out all the dirt, unwanted.
Yes sir.
Left over is the cloth. So same approach can be applied for any kind of waste in this world. See, the second thing is, I am sure you might have been helping your parents in the home. I hope.
Yes sir.
Okay. And very typically Indian style, if you see, जब भी दिवाली आती है या कोई बड़ा त्यौहार, घर की सफाई होती है, और सफाई करते समय पुताई उताई करते पुराना कचरा निकाला जाता है, और आपके मम्मी पापा या कोई कहते हैं भैया रद्दी वाले को बुलाओ यार, और वो रद्दी वाला आता है, आपके लिए तो वेस्ट हो गया वो, हाँ, मम्मी सोचती है वेस्ट है, लेकिन वो रद्दी वाला जब उसको देखता है तो वो उसको कैटेगराइज कर लेता है, कहता है कि मैडम I'll pay 10 rupees kg for this, maybe 15 rupees for this, maybe 50 rupees for this. And if you start wondering why he is ready to pay for your waste, the answer lies there. Because you don't know the use of it or utility of that, but he knows. He knows that if I pay 50 rupees for that, I am sure going to make 75 somewhere. No, nobody will freely do that, okay? And he knows the use. Now, same concept when we apply to any kind of waste. We should consider trying to find out what are the strengths of that waste instead of looking into the weaknesses. We conventionally look at weakness or the negatives. I always look at the positives and the strengths. कि इसमें क्या खासियत क्या है? And once I know what is the strength of that material, it could be more than one. Then I start finding out, how can I use this strength? Now, just to give a quick example, like we talk about ash, okay, and when you talk to somebody who is generating ash, क्या है? Can I take some? He'll say, okay, ash. What will you do with that? And if you look at the facial expression of that man, it's ash, because it's waste for him. He क्या करोगे इसका? And when I look at the same ash, I say, wow, ash, I'll take it. It's all that expression. Because I know that I can use it, he thinks he cannot use it. That's all the facial expression. So, when I was talking, working sometime on this rice husk ash that is generated, ash is generated, rice husk ash is about 5.5 million tons of ash every year is generated in India alone. So, you have paddy, you send it to the mill, they take out the rice, left over is the rice husk, They burn it as a fuel. After burning, leftover is ash, and that's a nonsense, nuisance. And when I start looking at it as, wow, ash kind, all I do is take a sample, get it sent over to one of the laboratories, find out, do some chemical analysis. And that chemical analysis gave me result that this so-called ash of rice husk contains about 92% pure amorphous reactive silica. And 92% of anything is good.
Yes.
Whether it's your cat percentile or your marks, anything. That is, it is strong in that area. Okay? Even if it's dirt, it's 92% dirt. That's its strength. कि इससे किसी को भी गंदा कर सकते हो. Okay? So that's the way, and I have basically, it's my passion area, not only interest. So I keep working on this.
So that was about the theory part, but then can you show us something that you've actually done, on the
thing
waste?
that
Oh,
you
for
worked on.
sure, I'll be very happy if you can spare a few minutes. I would love to show them,
Topic.
So, sure. नहीं वर्ड नहीं रिकॉर्ड कर रहे ये तो जैसे कि एशॉफ है व्हाई नॉट ओके okay now you wanted to see some of my works.
Yes, sir.
Fine. And this cupboard that you see, it is full of those kind of things. Now let me just show you, I think. Now let me start here. I love these pieces anyway because I made them. Let's have a look at them. And what do you think this material could be? Okay. Long time they used to be the PET bottles that you were throwing on the roads. And polyester yarn was drawn from that. And from that a textile was made. And my idea was just to show that even shoes can be made this with material. Now only difference is I don't know whether you have marketing as your specialization or something. Okay, Ivan. Huh?
Yes, sir.
If Nike makes this, you will pay 5,000 rupees.
Yes,
But if Chari makes it, you don't pay. Okay, fine. Now like this, I'll show you one or two things also. Now see, let me start somewhere. Okay, this one of these products. What do you think this is? I've seen those Bisleri bottles or like Cadbury wrappers or Bournvita wrappers. The flexible packing they call. Yeah, that is the PET G material. Polyethylene tetrachloride glycol based. Now we just peel it off and throw it all over the places. But if one can collect it back and through a very simple process of a hot press, how I say, just like the one we use for making plyboards, okay, plywood. So that can be done. And well, this is that. It's only a small sample, but I got like full 8 feet by 4 feet boards made out of this. Then if you might have gone to, I don't know, you use a lot of crockery in the house, ceramics. And
Hello,
how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Welcome.
How are you,
Nice that you found some time to come.
Yes, my pleasure. What is this for, Charlie?
Well, I was trying to explain to them how waste can be recycled. And this you came just in time. You might have seen ceramic products, all pottery related, and we keep breaking a lot of them in the house. But in the industry cluster where they are manufactured, the waste volumes are very, very, very high. And it's very sharp also, and they are just lying, creating problem, nuisance for the general society, So I started working sometime and looked into the characteristics of that material. And then talking to one of the laboratories of the CSIR in Khurja, the scientist also helped us in trying to explain and understand what I need. And then we could make actually from that, grinding them, powdering them or pulverizing them, and then recreating the tiles that you can hear the sounds. And this all is coming from actually the waste broken crockery.
Okay.
But we can make decorative tiles with colored tiles also. And this product can be looked into two ways. One is as it is, okay, from waste I am developing. So this can be used for like poor people's flooring. Okay, they can get a hard surface and all that coming from waste. But well, if one is a marketing oriented person who knows positioning, branding, and all you have to give it a different color and say it's a green tile. So green things, they fetch much higher prices than that. But then it is something that otherwise I would have, like extracted natural resources from ground. Instead of that, I am saving the mother nature and trying to make use of these things. So
Sounds
this comes from that kind of a sector. And now as a next item, let me share with you. This is, I think all of us, we use lots of Tetra Pak material in various packings, all kinds of soft drinks, cold drinks, milk packages, which have aluminum lamination, okay, and along with plastic and polythene, everything. And in India particularly, there's a problem because we have a habit of throwing it anywhere and everywhere. Now, if only this material can be collected, the same thing after pulping, sending it through a crushing device or a pulverizing device, then put it back and, with the binders, because plastic is there, which is a self binder. All I need is high temperature and pressure. And this is one of those samples of the sheets that I got made through a friend. Now the problem is, I don't have either a laboratory or a workshop or anything. But I'm very lucky that I got lots of friends in the industry who are ready to help me just on a phone call. And this sample I got made from Ahmedabad, from a person who is making this, plywood making presses. They are very, like high powered, high tonnage presses. So after pulping everything, all you do is put that, apply temperature and pressure, and it binds self. This also is just a sample. Otherwise, we got 8 feet by 4 feet sheet made from this. Now another thing, if I go a little higher and give it a thought, another application I found was this, same material. Okay, and the corrugated sheets, normally we use those asbestos corrugated sheets. Now this is coming from the material. And actually it is quite tough, you see, in bending also. So they can be used for, temporary fencings or partition or roofing. Well, it's up to you how you want to use the sheet. Now, see something similar application, you will see now this product. Again, we keep seeing, all these PET bottles, plastic bottles with different colored lids and PET material inside that. The same thing again, pulverizing and rather pulping, I would say, but more appropriate is the pulverizing word. And again, send it back through a high temperature pressure material, and we have very strong sheet here. This also was made in the regular 8 feet by 4 feet size, but because I don't have the space, so I have to actually keep only samples here. And there are all the colored lids of different kinds of bottles and with the PET inside material. Everything pulverized, pressed under high temperature pressure, and you have a very sturdy sheet. This can be used for right from garden furniture to partitioning to tabletops, and it's up to you. Now, while I was talking about this crockery, the state of Rajasthan is very famous for marble. And the amount of marble they cut into slabs, it generates lots of dust. And the generation of this dust is in millions of tons annually. And there are heaps and mountains lying there not knowing. So we just started thinking about it, and thanks to a friend from the Khurja Research Laboratory who helped. They have the technology and I go back with my crazy ideas, and taking their help, this was converted back into, again, from the marble dust of Rajasthan, tiles, like ceramic tiles, or another version of this is in the same lot made this blocks. Now in this, when they realized that marble dust is a waste and we can mix it, so they came up with another idea in the team. I said, sir, why not we try with the fly ash coming from the thermal power station? So we went ahead and made 45% of each and with other binder materials, and these blocks have been made. You can feel this, and this can be used as building blocks as well. Make them into bigger, so it can replace the bricks that we are making from natural soil. So a lot of mining, quarrying, digging can be avoided, and Mother Nature can be saved. Then let me share with you another material that this comes. This is actually a slag coming from cupola furnaces that actually buy old steel parts, old cast iron, melt it, make new components, and as a byproduct of that process, this comes slag. And this also estimated about 1 million tons per year is generated in India alone. So our interest started there, what to do with that, and we were back sometime in the year 2011. These were the first two blocks that I tried making from this waste. You can see the color, but though it looks black, but if you powder it, it gives one of the beautiful grey colors. Now once this was done, then the question came whether bigger blocks can be made or bricks can be developed out of that. It turned out, and we ended up with the various experiment testings. See, these are actually the pavement blocks that we use on the footpaths and for any kind of flooring. Okay, and based on this, with the help of the European Union, the organizing foundation for SMEs, they have already put up 15 such units across India. And apart from recycling waste and helping the environment, it has also become a source for generating new employment. You need 8 to 10 such people working in these units. So in a little way, we are trying to address 2-3 shots at a time. And I was working on the rice husk ash part. Now these bricks, they are beautiful heat insulation material coming out of the rice husk ash. And for low cost insulation on furnaces, industrial furnaces, or even for keeping the houses cool, we can make use of the, and they're pretty light material compared to about 4.5 kgs of normal brick. This is weighing hardly, I don't think even a kilogram, lightweight. Then parallelly I am also working on many of the projects. The plastic, this was the first piece I tried with using waste plastic along with the tar, petroleum tar, which is used for what we call bitumen, used for road construction, and blending plastic into molten tar, and then using other waste materials like ash and others, you could make solid blocks. It's a beautiful road construction material also, and these blocks, such blocks can be used for various purposes. It's only up to you and me to find out what use I can make of it. But something that was spreading over a large area, we are just trying to compact it, bring it into a limited area, and then if possible make some good use of that also. And well, all I have to say is we must always keep an open eye and open mind when we look at any waste, and every waste has some use. It's only for us to find out. A bit of curiosity, a bit of habit of asking questions: what, why, where, when, if, and not many answers keep coming. You can do it as well, or maybe if you try, you might do even better than me. I'm not very great at that, but I have a passion and I'm continuing working in this area. Thank you for being with me. Thank you.